Hello, everyone, wherever you are. It's a pleasure to have you here today. Welcome to all of our viewers, whether you're brand new to us or whether you have been here for a while. This is the Hopenning, a place where hope happens when you open your mind, your heart, and your soul up to it. Marina and I have created a place that is positive, uplifting, and more than anything, will bring you hope. I am Fran, and I am a part-time rapid transformational therapy practitioner. I am also a full-time teacher, but it's summer, so I am a zero-time teacher right now and quite enjoying my summer. And my beautiful co-host, Marina, she is a full-time rapid transformational therapy clinical practitioner.
That's a mouthful.
It's a mouthful.
You're getting so many degrees behind your name, Marina, that I can't keep up. Well done. She is also a wonderful singer and was trained in opera in her home country. And she comes to us with a myriad of talents. And she also has a business that she runs, singing part-time. And we are honored to have a special guest here today. Marina, will you please introduce our special guest to Hopenning number 30?
That would be my pleasure. But before we get there, Fran, so in our last episode, I said that you are in South America, but something happened. So I don't know, we did a little bit of an announcement, but you're here, and I'm very happy that you're here. So tell us a little bit more about your summer plans, if you don't mind.
Well, you know, the world is unsettled, Marina. And one thing we can count on is unpredictability. So I was supposed to be in South America right now. And because of the world situation in Ecuador, that trip got canceled. And so we tried hard to stay in South America, but that we were unable to do that. So now we are booked in Morocco, Spain, and Ireland, which has nothing to do with Morocco and Spain, but it sounds wonderful, doesn't it? And that will be for the month of August. So I get to enjoy July in Alberta.
Amazing. Well, I was teasing before we started that we have the few hottest days of high summer in Alberta at the moment, so it's a bit warm. But you know what? I always love it because it doesn't last. So live it while you have it. So now I'm going to put my glasses on to introduce our guest to you. So I want to ask you, have you ever asked yourself the following? You have a successful career. You are seen as a successful woman, but you don't feel that way. Something is nagging in the back of your mind. There's something else, but you just cannot seem to point out what it is. You earn good money. You have a lot of friends. You work hard. You party hard, but you are missing something. You have been searching for that something for some time. You tried different things, but that missing link to happiness and fulfillment has not been achieved or found yet. Mindy Ling, our wonderful guest, can help you with this. She is a mindset coach, and she experienced that situation in the past that you are experiencing right now. Through personal growth and self-development, she found that missing link, and now she takes female career tigers from I am too busy to I am in control. So you can create a purposeful and meaningful life from the inside out. So thank you so much for being here, Mindy. We are so happy to have you today.
Thank you. Thank you very much for this introduction. And thank you for actually having me here in Hopenning. So, so have you ever thought about, how it's very common for women that are very much into their career and they invest only in their work the whole time. And at a certain stage, they forget about themselves because they're just too busy with their work. And then time goes by and then they think like, Yeah, well, I'm missing something. I'm just missing that thing. So that's yeah, a little bit of my thing over here. And the missing link actually in that is it's purely has to do with the mindset. The mindset, like for every client, it will be different. I think a lot of the times it's very tailor-made for the needs of the client. And a lot of the times I look into the root cause instead of into the symptoms. Um, so I'm just going to jump into it. I use different methods, but one of the methods that I use is rapid transformational therapy. And this method, I know that the two of you probably know about this method. So because you studied this method as well. And just to give the viewers an idea of what rapid transformational therapy is, it uses the best elements of psychotherapy, neuro-linguistic programming, cognitive therapy, and also hypnosis. And then in addition, one of the things that I do is, or recently I followed a training on neuroscience where I can actually back up all the different findings that where I can understand my client even better in a more deeper level on how the mind works and how I can help female career tigers move to the direction that they aspire to be.
Mhm. I love that. So I found, Mindy, that with many coaches, um, we see that the coach themselves have gone through life events. They've gone through particular events that have shaped them, and they have found a solution for that, and they help people with that particular issue because they tend to have so much experience with it, right? What happened? What happened in your case? What event was it that shaped your history and how you got into this career?
Yeah, well, let me just start from the start. So my background is a little bit unusual. So I'm actually born in Hong Kong and I grew up in Aruba. I studied in the Netherlands and also in Spain. And I started to work a couple of years in the Netherlands, but those couple of years ended up 12 and a half years. And then after that, I moved to Singapore. And now I'm living in Germany. And then throughout my life, I've always pursued success at work. It's also from what I got from at home, where my parents would be saying, Mindy, you need to work hard to get what you want. You need to work hard in order to be successful. And that's what has always been at the back of my mind. So I was so focused in pursuing that success that I didn't really focus on my health, my relationships, nor my personal development, none of those. And by the time that I finally arrived to a certain position that I thought was successful, I remember as if it was yesterday. I know I worked so hard for, training new hires, and I worked overtime to finish my work on time, but which was not on time. And this cycle kept on going on and on and on. And by the time that I finally got that promotion, I was delighted with the promotion. But I remember sitting at the back of my computer at my desk saying, wow, this is great. But then I kept on doing the same thing. And I thought, wow, is this it? Is this the life that I've been like pursuing the whole time, that I've been chasing the whole time? And this is it? Nothing changed. So for me, after that, because I've been eating very unhealthy and I haven't been exercising and I haven't been like really focused on myself, I got quite sick. And around that time, I remember being at home and then sitting next to my flatmate, and I said, I need to change my life. So that was the turning point for me, that I decided that I need to go and discover what is it, my thing, what is it, next to working. Working is not everything. There's like a whole lot more other things that is not only work. So that was the moment that I changed my life. I started looking into self-help books. I discovered a lot about myself, how to follow my intuition. I was a student with different teachers, basically. I got to know myself much better, and I started putting all those learnings in practice as well. And around a few years after that, I decided to reinvent my career. And for the same company, I applied for a training job there. And I was teaching, being a corporate trainer. And now I get the opportunity, when I moved from Singapore to Germany, I get the opportunity to help to take female career tigers from I am too busy to I am in control. And so that they can actually also find a purposeful and meaningful life from the inside out. So for my whole long answer to answer you, Fran, yes, it happened to me as well. And that was my whole journey. That's where I decided that is something that I feel passionate about in helping career women with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
So Mindy, I
And-
believe you work predominantly online, right?
Yes, that's correct. That's correct. I predominantly work online. And the beauty of working online is that, you can coach online anywhere. If I want to travel, I get to coach people outside of Germany. So I do coach people in different areas. So that's the beauty of like coaching online, indeed. So what do you think, so for you both, what do you think about since you moved? I'm not sure if you had your business before, whether it was an office-based and you switched onto online since COVID. So how many other people were you able to cater? Were you able to serve globally? Are you able to provide your service since you've moved online?
Marina,
just
go
curious.
ahead with that one.
Well, it's interesting because I was a coach before COVID. I did upgrade to RTT during COVID, and it literally was trying to find clients by public speaking. And then I couldn't do events anymore. And it was in-person clients. 1 or 2 was online, but it was a struggle. And then COVID happened, and now 100% of my clients at this moment are online. I work with clients globally. I can list off a name of countries that I currently have clients from. That would be like, really? So that's just the way things are going. How about you,
Yeah.
Fran?
I have a mixture of both, really. I have a mixture of both. And I think that for me, a lot of it is word of mouth. Because I'm still teaching full time, I really, I don't have, it's a terrible thing to say, but I am working at getting more time in my life to do more online RTT therapy, right? But at this point, it's mixed. It's online and it's in person, which I love it. I love both. I love the in person because it's more who I am, right? I am more of that type of a person. And I love the online because it gains me and the two of you access to a lot more different people in different places with different situations. And I think the universe works in mysterious ways, and I try to just tune into that. Whatever comes to me for a purpose.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful.
So,
yeah, go ahead.
Mindy, have you ever noticed that with your own clients, the anxiety and overwhelm keeps it keeps them back from giving being able to express to you what's really in their heart? Have you found that because you're online, Marina, you're online as well. Do you ever find that it has online clients who have more difficulty opening up to you?
I think it's not only online clients, but I think it's when the client themselves, they are nervous, they're overwhelmed, they don't know what to expect. The uncertainty a lot of the times would make them nervous, but a lot of the times I would actually calm them down, like making sure that they're calmed down with their mind and their body, so that they're much more at ease, and then also explain to them what are the things that are expected from them and also expected from my side, so that it's clear, and then there's no uncertainty for them. And I think that really works a lot of the times, where they feel, okay, I'm at peace of mind, and I can actually open up and say, this is what I want to work on, XYZ. So where they are much more at ease. And so far it has been one of the first thing that I do in my coaching programs, that I would be like, okay, let's just work on that peace of mind first, making sure that you're relaxed in your mind and your body, so that we can start looking into what do you really want. And I don't know about whether that's the way how it is for both of you, just out of curiosity.
Go
Well,
ahead,
I think
Marina.
basically is, yes, it's creating that trusting relationship with a client. And I think you touched on something earlier, based on Fran's question. All three of us sit here because we have been through stuff in life. We tap into our own experience. And I think that's one of the things that draws our clients to us. We have turned difficult situations into blossoming situations, and that speaks volumes. And I think part of our RTT and coaching training is that whatever we ask of our clients, we've been through that. We have practiced that successfully. We are the poster child for that today, of how this works.
Yes.
So how about you, Fran?
I find as well, because I tend to be an empath, it's quite easy for me to get into people's shoes. Like, it really is. I think it's a gift. And I have to be careful as well with that, because I can take too much, take that too much on. I'm getting a lot better at it because of RTT, because of rapid transformational therapy that I've done with others, right? One thing about rapid transformational therapy is, because we are in this, we do this for ourselves as well, right? Because we know the benefit. We know the benefit of this. It is amazing stuff, not only for our clients, but for us as well. We've gone through it. We've done this with other rapid transformational therapists, and like you've said, Marina, we have dug the diamonds out of us, right? That is holding us back in order for us to help others. And so we are able to make, to be able to stay away and yet be with our client. We understand our clients so well.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So Mindy, talk to me a little bit more about mindset. As you say, you're a mindset coach, and so if one of your clients are holding back, if something is holding them back and they don't really take action when it comes to mindset, what would you do?
So I believe that there are 4 things that actually are obstacles that are getting in their way. So the first one is self-image, self-esteem, self-worth. The second one, I would say that it's limiting beliefs, that they think like, this is it. If I go to the next level, I think, I will feel much more lonelier at the next level of management. The third thing is knowledge and skill. The fourth thing is when it comes to emotions, fear, and uncertainty. We can go a little bit more in depth into it, just so that we can elaborate for our clients, and also in case if you want to know a little bit more on that. So yeah, in regards to the self-image, to the self-esteem, to self-worth. So let's say if you want that promotion, but you don't feel that you're good enough for that. That's one way to see it. Or the other one is you got that promotion, but you feel like you're an imposter because you feel that you don't belong here. You have nothing special to offer, because even if you got that promotion, right? And then that's what you keep on saying to yourself, not to other people. And then the other one would be you finally got that promotion, but you keep on sabotaging yourself with all the efforts that you're doing, and so that you can keep on confirming in your head, saying, you see, I'm not good enough. I'm not worth for that promotion. So, why are they giving me that promotion? And you keep on sabotaging yourself the whole time. And all this keeps playing in your head, that you're not good enough for that position. So I'm gonna give some examples, and Marina and Fran, I would like to ask you to help me out, or if you can help me out with calling out some examples, and then that you have encountered in your practice, or also to our dear viewers, if they can also, if they're watching right now, or whenever they're watching it, that they can give some of the examples that they go through when we're talking about self-esteem, self-worth, and self-image. So would you like to go ahead? I'll just start with one of them. I don't deserve to earn a lot of money. That's one of the things that they might have, according to them, that they have, like, in terms of self-image.
Yeah, that I am not enough, I'm not good enough is definitely one that comes up pretty much every time.
I'm too old. I'm too old. I'm too young. I'm too skinny. I'm too short.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
And
true.
even
That's
people
true.
who are introverted and shy, like I'm too shy, I cannot speak in front of people. And I find also something like there's a fear of success.
Yes. There's a fear of success, and it might also be a fear of what will people say about me? Because I'm giving my wholehearted out there, and then, what will people say about me? They're just fear of people giving their comments, or say, okay, if I say something, they will see through me that, I'm not good enough.
And
So
what I find in business specifically is that they feel they're going to, they made friends on this level, and now they have to manage friends, and they feel that they're going to lose their friends.
Yes, that's true. That's true. Yeah, it's that brings me to the next one about limiting beliefs and the story that we tell ourselves, right? So what are some of the disempowering beliefs and stories? So Marina, Fran, would you like to help me out on this?
And it just continues, right? The snowball of not being good enough just builds and builds and builds until finally all these things play into it, right? Whether you don't have the right education, or even if you do have the right education, it becomes, I didn't go to the right school. Even though I have the education, it's not the right school to compete in that type of workforce, right?
Yeah.
Or she's got that going for her. I don't have, there's just, it's endless. It's like limitless limits we put on ourselves.
Yes.
Wouldn't you say that as well, Marina?
Well, I go back to the same example from my own life when I was offered a scholarship in the early 90s or mid 90s to go to Italy for 2 years. And my limiting beliefs stopped me. I can list them off. I'm not good enough. I'm going to struggle with Italian. I'm going to be lonely. Really want a family. I don't know if I want to have the bohemian lifestyle of a full-time. I mean, it's stupid, but it went through my head and it stopped me. I stopped it.
Mm, mm.
You
It
know,
holds you back.
I have a friend, and she was told by someone in, in authority, but someone who had been through university, and that the lineups are in university. And at that time, yes, 30 years ago or more, before online, the lineups were crazy. She just about quit the first day. And that kept my friend from going to university. And yet she was valedictorian in high school. I mean, it's like, you just never know, right? What is holding people back until you learn what's holding people back.
Yes. Yes, until you dig deeper into not on this, not it's not the symptoms that people need to look into, but it's more deeper. And that's the beauty of rapid transformational therapy, that we dig deeper into the cause itself. I know someone that keeps on saying up until now that, well, because I didn't study, that's why other people would look down to me. So
I actually find that right now among our colleagues that, oh, well, I'm not as qualified as that person, so I should go and pay thousands of dollars to another person to get trained in another modality, then I will be good enough.
I've heard it too.
Yeah.
I've heard it too.
Yeah. Yes, 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 that's true. Number three, the number three that I wanted to highlight, knowledge and skills. So some people might say, hey, you know what? I don't have the technology, or I don't have that skill set to apply for that job, or I don't communicate very well with men, so that's why I don't want to date, or, those type of things that they have at the back of their mind. So I always say knowledge and skills can be acquired through observations, through study, and it doesn't necessarily need to be like with certification alone, but through observation, through studies. And if we practice them enough, it will become automatic as well. So that's one. I'm just going to give one example from my cousin, that he is himself and his wife is a influencer on social media. And a lot of times he would say, oh, Mindy, but if I don't know something, I'll go on YouTube and I'll check it out. I'll just do it. So he doesn't worry about whether, that he doesn't have that certification, but he just Googled the information or YouTube the information, and he would always find that information. And when he just updated, and it's like, oh yeah, it works. So with no problem at all.
That's amazing.
That is the beauty of this age. It really is that it's at the tips of our fingertips. And so knowledge and information is so readily available. And I think maybe you found this too, girls, that because knowledge is so readily available, the limiting beliefs are transferred more to the emotional side of it, which brings up the uncertainty and the fear, right?
Yeah.
Now it's no longer the knowledge that I don't have. It's more fear, the undiagnosed fear, I guess.
Yeah, that's true. The next part was the emotions and the fear and the uncertainties. So what do we do when there are, it's uncertain times nowadays, right? You said it earlier, friend, that you were going to go to South America, but then, you had to cancel your flight, and then you decided to go elsewhere, to Morocco, to Ireland, and then there was one more place that you said.
Spain.
Spain. Spain. Yeah, so it's uncertain times, and then with the economy, the way how it's going, there might be recession. We are not taking any action at that stage. So because of fear of uncertainties, we're not taking any actions at all. So I always think, like, with that, a lot of the times we won't take any inspired action at that stage, even though if we know our vision, if we know our mission, when fear and emotions take over, we're not going to do anything. We won't take any action. We are going to start procrastinating, and then, or we keep on pushing ourselves as if we need to keep on going. So you're like with your feet on the brake, and then also with your feet on the gas. So it keeps on spinning, but you're not going anywhere. So I want to dive a little bit more into fears, right? So if, let's say, if we present in front of a group, so did you know that it's like public speaking, when we talk about public speaking, it's almost like 75% that it affects all adults, 75%. But it's not the act of public speaking that we fear, but a lot of the times it is, people will see through me. I think we mentioned it earlier on, that what will people say about me, when they see me presenting there. But on the other side, we present the whole time. When we speak to our colleagues, when we speak to other people, it's just that it's fear of having people see us speaking in front of so many people that we don't know. That's a lot of the times where it affects us most of the time. And the underlying fear, so there's like one more layer underneath that, is that people might be embarrassed or feeling that they might be judged or being ridiculed. I'm just going to go a little bit more in depth into fears. So there is so many different types of fears that someone can have. So Marina and Fran, and maybe to our viewers as well. So can you please call out some fears that you might think of, and that you have encountered in your practice?
And definitely one of the biggest ones is the fear of what other people will think, fear of being judged. And then I find that after COVID, there's really just a fear. It's as if everything is based in fear. And I've heard so many things about, well, I cannot go back to do that because what if this happens? So there's just this absolute fear-based society we live in today, to the point where I really feel that if we can combat fear in general in life, we will change everything.
Yeah, I found the same, Marina. Like, it's really interesting if you look at the situation, because of what COVID did, right? Which brings up a whole new topic. But I think that COVID really stirred up deep fears about, not only sickness, but death, isolation, that life is changed. It'll never be the same as it used to be. It's interesting. And our children, like Marina and I, we both have kids that are similar in age, in their 20s, that they've gone through a lot in their short lives. Like this 20-something generation they have seen a lot of stuff. They've seen 9/11, they've seen terrorism, they've seen Afghanistan, and the list goes on. And then there's COVID, and then there's the polarity with Roe versus Wade. It's crazy what this generation has gone through. So I really do understand where those, the depth of their fear, because you never know. They never know what's coming around the corner. Whereas I think in our generation, it was more stable, even though I don't know, I just didn't feel it at the time. But when you look back on it, it really was more stable than what our kids are living through right now. And perhaps there are people here that are listening, their grandchildren. So yeah, the fears are real out there.
Well, one of the biggest things that I'm observing is that, I think especially in business, in promotion, in success, those fears are, am I going to be judged? It's always based on what you think other people will do. And I think what COVID brought out is we fear other people today. Can I have that person in my company? Will that person make me sick? And it's almost as if all of these fears has come to this one thing, that I have to fear people, to the point where I would walk down my street and people don't greet me anymore. And that's new. That's really new. It's that absolute fear of people. People can make me sick. Other people can give me this. And like other people can judge me, other people can be disappointed in me, I can disappoint my family, other people will think I don't look good enough, I'm not skinny enough. It's all a reflection of what other people can do to you. Where I think a lot of those things, if you can just settle within yourself, it goes away.
Yes.
So
that's totally true. That's totally true. I think it's also that a lot of the things has to do with people fear of what's going to happen next.
Yeah.
It was 2 years that it's on COVID, and we were not allowed to go anywhere. And then what's going to happen next? What's going to happen next? So you're always at the stage of where you need to pay attention on what's going to happen next. So I think that's one of the things where a lot of the times people don't take any action as well. So for our viewers, so for your viewers, so it might be good to take some time to look into, to reflect and identify what is actually really standing, what is actually between you and where you want to be, at a certain stage, so that you can become aware of what is in your way, so that you can reach towards your goal, right? So is it the self-image, the self-esteem, the self-worth? Is it a limiting belief or a story that you keep on carrying the whole time? Is it, your lack of knowledge or certain skills? And also, is it, what type of emotion is it? Is it type of fear, or is it because of uncertainty? It's just some food for thought, right? So it's just something for you to think about, instead of immediately saying, I don't want to do it, or I would prefer to stay here, instead of moving towards where I want to be. So that's some food for thought for the viewers themselves as well.
So for our viewers, whether you're a new viewer or whether you've been with us for a while, what do you think, Mindy, is the most important thing that they can do right now? Let's say they're still not sold on what we do, the rapid transformational therapy. They're not quite there yet. What can they do that's practical right now in order to help them with the four things that you just mentioned? What would be beneficial to them?
I would say first things first is just calm yourself down and really write down what is it that you feel that do you feel a fear of because what's happening? Just so that you note those type of things, right? So those 4 things that I just mentioned. And then also one thing that I always find that it's very important is go into the nature so that you can just start grounding yourself and know that you are safe, right? Because the moment that you know that you're safe, you would be able to open up and be more open for, okay, what are the things that I want to start changing? Then you start listening to the inner part of you instead of looking into, what are the things that I want to change because of that person, what they have, or is it because I want what that person have? So you just need to really just calm down and listen to yourself. And that's the first step, I find. And also start paying attention into become aware. That's the actually 3 steps to start with. 3 steps to start with. So start calming yourself down and then look into, what is it? So, what is it that is actually holding me back? And also go into the nature so that you can listen to yourself really. And then the third one is start becoming aware. What is it that you want to change?
Excellent. When Mindy, so as we're wrapping up today, any last words of wisdom, tips, advice for our audience?
I think I just mentioned one part. So I think it's important to know yourself inside out. I think, Marina, you mentioned it as well, to know yourself. What is it that you really want? So the essential is to work on your mindset. So it is important to know yourself better on a continuous basis, because we will never know ourselves fully 100%, but it's always a work in progress, right? And I always think, like, don't wait until you become sick that you're going to change. Don't wait until something happens that you're going to take that step to actually really do what you want to do. Because a lot of the times people would wait until something happens. So don't do that. And also, as I mentioned, know yourself better. The better you know yourself, the better you can connect to yourself, the better you can connect to others. And next to that, what happens when you start to get to know yourself better, you start to improve your focus. You are focusing and you're concentrating more on where you want to be, right? You have that vision, like, okay, this is the place where I want to be. And you'll also take action. And then you'll be able to trust your abilities as well, regardless of, what someone else say, oh, you can't do this, you can't do that. You have that inner confidence that you know that you can do that. And, if you don't know how to do it, it's always a possibility that you can find the information online to put it in practice. So that's a little bit of a wisdom nugget that I wanted to share. And with that, it's also just want to highlight that it's also contagious. Once people see that you're changing, people aspire to be wanting to, like, hey, she changed and she seems to be much happier. Let me ask her, what is she doing, or what is this person doing, so that, you inspire them to do it as well. So that is a little bit of my wisdom nugget that I wanted to share with everyone.
That's beautiful. I love that. Really focusing in rather than out, right? We tend, especially with the digital age, we look out so much. We are always looking out. Let's look in, because the answers are always inside of us. If we, like you said, the nugget inside, mining what's inside. So Mindy, it's been a pleasure having you here today. How can our viewers contact you, find out more information about what you do? Your skills are valuable, invaluable. And so how can our viewers contact you and find out more about you?
People can contact me on my website. So it's https://mindyling.com. On my social media, I have my Facebook, it's Mindy Ling Coaching. They would be able to find that. And also I have a specific Facebook group that's called Look and Feel Great Inside Out, that women can join in there as well, and they would get valuable information in there. And in addition, also on my LinkedIn, Mindy Ling Coaching on LinkedIn. And I think the same thing for Instagram. And in case if they want to email me, info@mindyling.com.
Wonderful. I like that. Look and feel great inside out. I love that.
Mhm.
Mhm.
That's amazing. Mindy, thank you so much for being here today and for telling us and reminding us how we can actually look and feel great from inside out. Really admire you and appreciate you. So that's it for us for today. And remember, we are the Hopenning, the place where hope is happening, with Fran and Marina. We will see you when we see you, because it's summer where we live and we are going to enjoy it a little bit. And Fran, safe travels if we don't see you before you go.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you very much for this opportunity, ladies.
You're
Really
very welcome.
appreciate this.
Awesome. All right. And thank you again, Mindy. Thank you, Marina. And thank you most of all to our viewers. We can't do it without you.
Right.
God bless you all.